Now we'll focus on how we can secure a sample ExpressJS driven application. So the first thing we'll do is to create a certificate. For this, I recommend mkcert. It has standalone application as well as GitHub repository. You can see its usage. Basically, you would like to install it in order to create the local certificate authority and then to install the certificates valid for a specific domain. So you can just type mkcert localhost. It will create two files, the public and private key. And when you have those two keys inside of our application, we'll use the file system to read those two keys and to have them available as an option object that will feed into our HTTPS server. So we'll use the create server function. We'll pass those options. And then as usual, we'll make the app to listen to a certain port. Okay. Now, let's see what's the next step. Here we have two snippets that protect against cross-site scripting and cross-site request forgery. We'll use sessions and we'll configure them by using the cookie option. We'll be able to transfer the cookies in SSL mode that we just configured. And also with the HTTP only option, we are ensuring that JavaScript cannot read those cookies, so they are transferred only by HTTP and recognized by the browser. The next fragments of code for the cross-site request forgery, there is such a library that will generate a token for us. And later in the application, let's say that we have a form, and inside of this form, we can inject this cross-site request forgery token that is already generated from this function. And on every request that is happening, so in this function here, we will check whether the generated by the server token matches the one that is presented to the user via the front end. And if they match, of course, we'll pass the request. Otherwise, the request will fail. So this is the standard protection against cross-site request forgery attempts. Last but not least, we'll take a look at the Helmet library that offers us additional protection. For example, here in the frame guard, it restricts actions to be performed only from the same origin, aka if there are some kind of clickjacking attempts which happen from iframes, they will be invalid. Then we are disabling caches, this additional protection for certain served pages. And what's also interesting is the content security policy that Helmet also allows us to configure. With the default source option, we are specifying scripts and resources to be served only from the current domain. You can also specify multiple domains here and subdomains, which also is a good option for prevention of cross-site scripting. On line 63, we see that Helmet is forcing the usage of SSL or encryption over the traffic. And we are finishing with no sniff, which is an attempt to prevent the browser to run content that is not supposed to run. For example, if someone is hiding an execution code inside of a PNG image, the browser will try to determine the content and to run it. So with the no sniff, we are preventing this option. For additional information, I recommend you to visit the Helmet.js project. And here you can check how you can further configure all the offered options. Thank you.